It was another fairly gentle day for day 6 of Cows Week, but at least the light northwesterly persisted for most of the day, allowing all classes to race, although there were a couple of postponements on the white group line and one on the black group committee boat line. And although the sun only appeared infrequently, the rain did hold off for most of the day. The 12-strong Etchells fleet set off from the squadron line heading east at 10:25. Graham Bailey on arbitrator, who's leading the class overall, got off to a poor start, getting stuck in the middle of a fleet as they ran to their first mark of sunsail events on the 13-mile course. But nothing holds arbitrator up for long, and Graham had made a good recovery when we saw them next, beating up to the finish. They led Desperate across the line by 2 minutes. Desperate's lying second overall so far this week. Pensive Temptress took third today, but she sits much further down the overall scoreboard. Moonlight's in third overall, although with discards taken into account, she's in second. The Darings were very line shy, but it was Division Bell which got the best start. The fleet headed off east on a shy spinnaker reach to their first mark of sunsail events. This was a 5-mark course of almost 14 miles, but it lacked much in the way of a proper beat. Division Bell held on to her lead to cross the line and take her first win of the week. She now sits 10th overall after 6 races. Dauntless, which leads the Daring fleet convincingly overall, came second today, 30 seconds astern of Division Bell. Third was Dolphin, and they lie 5th overall. In second place overall is Audax, while Dynamite lies third at this stage. The 1720 fleet usually sets off with the sports boats, but this year, with no sports boats entered, the 9 1720s go off on their own. Why Not got the best start, although, like all the fleets, they were slow to cross the line. They accelerated away with their large asymmetric spinnaker pulling well, and led the fleet to their first mark of sunsail events. When we caught up with them again at Fastnet Insurance, they were mixed up in the mayhem caused by the large SB3 fleet mixing with other classes at this common turning mark. All Talk led the 1720s around the mark and held her lead to the finish of a 3-hour race. They finished just 27 seconds ahead of Why Not. Finn McCool came third today. All Talk was the 2008 class winner and is sitting comfortably at the top of the fleet again this year. Finn McCool lies second, and Why Not is third at the moment. The 21 J80s set off on a 12-mile course around the central Solent. Etchells hoisted her spinnaker after the start and led the fleet off towards their first mark, closely followed by Huling Kazan. The 2 early leaders held their positions to the finish and led Wild Wally across the line after a 2.25-hour race. J Van are leading this class overall. Exworth's win today puts her 4th overall, but once discards are taken into account, she's joint first, and Huling Kazan will move up to 3rd. Toe in the Water is the charity that helps injured servicemen with their recovery, and they've got 2 boats racing this week. We'll be putting a report online about this superb charity later in the week. Over on the black group start line, we watched the 13 Sigma 33s drift slowly over the line on the last of the tide. The wind was, as forecast, patchy and variable, and the fleet ran slowly to West Ryde Middle before jibing across to Dax. Shadowfax took the bullet today with her first win of the week and now sits 3rd overall. Second today and overall is Workout. Whippersnapper took 3rd today, but that was enough for her to remain at the top of the leaderboard going into their final day of racing tomorrow. The wind was still light as the 13 quarter-tonners followed the Sigma 33s on their run down to West Ryde Middle. Aguila and Runaway Bus got the best start at the outer end of the line, but it was Diamond, which started in the middle of the line but was leading the class as they rounded Dax and headed off across the tide to South Ryde Middle. Louise Morton's Espada, which had also started in the middle of the line, was second around Dax. Bullet rounded third, with Aguila and Runaway Bus close behind. They held these positions to the finish, and overall after discards, Espada leads the class by 0.4 of a point from Diamond, with Bullet in third. The battle for the title which Espada took last year will come down to a head-to-head fight with Diamond in tomorrow's final race for this class. The 11 Contessa 32s were sent off on a 7-mark 12-mile course. These evergreen 32-footers prefer more wind, but they provide close racing for their loyal crews in just about any weather. When we saw them approaching their second mark of Dax, it was Blanco which held the lead, with Blue Shark and Wild Time giving chase. Blanco is the comfortable class leader, with 4 firsts and 2 seconds so far. Drumbeat lies second overall, while Blue Shark holds third, just ahead of Equator. That's all from day 6 of Cows Week, except for this great coming together at Fastnet Insurance this afternoon. Every Cows Week provides at least one of these moments when boats try to occupy the same piece of water and the air turns blue. Luckily, in these light winds, any damage was mainly to the crew's pride. Join us tomorrow when we'll be covering the SB3s on their final day of racing, the Sunbeams, Redwings, Sonatas and the popular Squibs. We'll also whistle for some more wind. See you then.